Hey guys, Joe here. So this is my morning update, I guess. So it is November the 11th. And so at this point, Trump has won the election. And at this point, I think the overall feeling is that things are going to be at least slightly better, right? I think that's especially when it comes from the mindset of contractors and things like that. Most of the guys that are pro-Trump are like, things are going to be better. Could be, right? However, the other thing I was thinking about over the weekend, and really it's been a constant source of thought, is that with things like AI, the pace at which things change, if you just look at, from just say, from 1900s to 1950, right? So 1900, 1950. So 50 years. What were the changes that took place then, right? The amount of changes that took place in 50 years. Then when you look at from just say the 50s and 70s, right? 50s, 70s. And then maybe that was the same amount of change that took place from 50 years to 20 years, right? And then you start looking at like the 70s to the 80s and so forth and so on. And so I think the amount of change that happens in the interval is going to be a hell of a lot shorter, right? And so it's like, how do we look to see where the ball is going so that way we're there, right? And before it was easy, before we had a lot of time we had a lot more time to make adjustments. But I personally feel with the way technology is going, and it's not like this is just out of the blue, but we're just not going to have the time that we did before. If before people were saying that you might have gotten a ton of phone calls or whatever, you started hearing about Google My Business and things like that. And maybe it took you 5 years to even start doing anything with it, right? And like, you're still okay. I think now, and I could be wrong, that the amount of time between knowing that, again, for someone like me, I'm really going all in on posting content and building a brand, which again is just whatever you want your company to be known for, just kind of putting that on steroids, right? Getting more people to know about that as much as we possibly can, right? And it's pretty much going to be through content, right? I think if you wait 5 years, I think you'll be completely blown out of the water. Because at this point, again, with AI and everything else, there's so many different tools that can be used that will eliminate most of the effort that you even need to put forth, right? So it could be things like CapCut, which I will make a video on that. You can take literally just some pictures, a little bit of video or whatever you want to do, chuck in a song, and it will map everything out for you, nice and simple. There's even templates in there, so you can find a template that you like, and then you chuck in your photos, and then from there it just does it for you. There's other ones that I use that are called, one's Opus Clip. I think it's like opus.io or something like that. And so what that does, it'll take a longer form video of this, and then it will automatically pull out the best parts of it in short form and vertical form, and then you can put like the text in there, you can do all this other kind of shit, and it just does it for you. And I think that, so like when I first started defense business, because like I already was using Google, right? So I understood how it was working, right? And I knew that like when I was looking for either a company or if I was looking, could have been like back then it was more for like restaurants and stuff like that. I was on Google My Business and I was typing in restaurant near me, or like if I was looking for a specific restaurant, it would be like Mexican restaurant near me or Italian restaurant or whatever it happened to be, right? And like I knew that's what people were doing with searching for contractors. Between that and also when you combine like what with Amazon, people doing the same thing. Again, I always ordered on Amazon back then, and it wasn't as big as what it is now, but I understood that reviews pulled attention and plus pre-sold and like all that kind of stuff, right? Now I think honestly, I saw an ad. It was, I don't even know, it was a few months ago. And so if you're aware of the online space, like online, how to make money online, right? There's all different kinds of affiliate marketing, there's drop shipping, and like there's all this kind of stuff, right? There's a lot of different things you can do. You can sell courses, you can do all that kind of shit. The one thing though, if you think about drop shipping, right? So drop shipping is basically where, and you can do it a few different ways. It's where like you can go onto like Alibaba or whatever, or there's people that go into like Marshalls and things like that. And what they do is they will find these products that are Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Ross, things like that. These discount retailers, could be even Walmart, right? And then these people, like, and there's apps for this crap too, but you can scan the barcode and it'll tell you what it's selling for on Amazon or, you know, whatever else. So what they do is like they buy it from one store and then they sell to another, right? Or they can do the drop shipping, which again is like, you know, finding on Alibaba and then they would just sell it on Amazon, right? You know, things like that. Well, there was one that was called an ad and it didn't take off, but it's basically the concept that I've been talking about for a while, is just like subbing shit out. They would call it drop servicing, right? And the reason why they're calling it drop servicing is because they were advertising to the people that were trying to make money online, which they already understood drop shipping, right? But anyway, if you have a new, like this new generation coming in that understands AI, understands the social media and things like that, and then also combining, if you have like the CRMs and like with the AI, there's so many freaking things you can do with it, it's insane. The way I was able to come in and like just blow up really, really fast in the fence days back in 2016, honestly, thinking about it, I bet you there's even a bigger opportunity now for someone just starting out against the guys that have been around for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 70 years. There just is. Because it's the same thing. So, wow. So, it's just the same thing. So instead of focusing on the reviews and things like that, because the game back then was people typed in fence company near me, they found all these, you know, the different companies. The ones that had the most reviews, they got called first. The ones with the most reviews got shown first. The ones that were optimizing their Google My Business and stuff like that were shown first. And then if they had the reviews and things like that, then, you know, they're getting the attention and they're already like that no trust factor had already increased versus these other companies. You talked about it before, but there's this company that's been around for 60 or 70 years, right? When I first started, I think they were around for 60 years, right? Maybe 50, 60. So the people that were on Google My Business and typing in fence company near me, I was already more credible in their eyes than the 60-year-old company, even though it was only in business for 1 or 2 years, right? And the reason was because of the reviews. Now, just like Amazon, because back in the day, Amazon, if you looked at the reviews, you could trust the reviews, right? Now, I'm not talking just like 2 years ago. I'm talking like, you know, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever. So you didn't even think to second guess them whatsoever. But now, if you go through some of the reviews, you will see like, you know, you have a lot of these 5-star reviews, and then you know, and then there will be a decent amount. It's very rare that you have a lot of like, you know, a mixture of 5s, 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1s. A lot of times what you'll start seeing now is a lot of 5s and a lot of like 1s, right? And those will be for the type of products that they're paying for reviews and things like that. So they will flood them with all these good reviews, but then people are buying it and then they're putting in their bad reviews, right? And you'll start seeing that. So then you have to kind of sift through that. The same thing's really applying to Google My Business, right? Between people getting fake reviews, because it happens, right? Because think about it, like how many times do you get hit up for like, hey, I can get you more reviews, and fake, they'll say like, look, I can get you 50 reviews, whatever. But also think about people now, especially with the whole Trump thing, right? So you have fake news, right? People don't believe what they see anymore. They just don't. to go over here. However, they do, when you start seeing, again, the content that I've been talking about, when you're posting these helpful videos, when you're posting when you're at the job sites and all this other kind of shit, when you're posting videos like this where you're just driving around and talking, you're building that relationship with the people. Now, what if you have this newer generation that isn't scared to be on a camera like this? What if you have this new generation that then starts taking these videos, and instead of doing the Google My Business advertising or the Google Ads advertising like everyone does, and they instead are using Facebook ads to post videos like this, and they are building that trust factor up and everything else, what do you think's going to happen? It's going to be the same process as what's like I already did. You know, they're hacking the system. I don't know how else to say this, but you have to get on board with this shit. You have to. And I think the biggest problem is that you just don't know what to do and you're worried about looking like a moron. So this is a note to my editors that for my customers, I feel like I personally need to get involved in this and help them with this kind of stuff. So we need to have the systems in place and set it up to either do it for them or just be like, look, step by step, this is how we do it. So I think I should create a course, a mini course, and like a how-to series, like you see on the pickleball videos, because I see that kind of stuff and it's very helpful. I gotta go. But anyway, so I think we need to do something with that, like ASAP. So actually, I'm gonna clip this on and see what happens. So we're gonna take this, we got this, a ton of shit. Do you see this? Like, I don't think you guys understand how helpful a camera like this really is. Like, I don't think you guys get it. Look at this. Bye, Missy. Bye, have fun. Go, 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 go. Give me a hug, quick hug. Go, 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 hug. I gotta go.
Come on.
Cruz can't be alone. Bye. Hasta mañana. So anyway, I think, it's not even I think, I know what's gonna happen. And like you guys, you don't see it. So anyway, Cruz is by himself. I'm gonna head out, but post videos, I'll get something together for you guys, but you gotta do something like ASAP. Like you really do, because then there's gonna be someone like me that comes in, understands the shit, and someone like me is gonna overtake your territory. Like, and it'll be so quick, you won't even know what the hell hit you. Hey guys, Joe here. So this is another update from Monday. And so I'm driving to a doctor's appointment. So I figured it's, honestly, I guess this is more for the editors. I feel like I'm gonna end up just, like whenever I'm driving, I'm just gonna end up putting this on. So there might be long periods of silence, but then there's other times where like just an idea like pops up into my head. So you might just have, you know, edit by transcript and it should be fine. But anyway, so this is kind of just continuing the conversation. Oh, I forgot my glasses. So this is continuing the conversation about the ramifications of not creating the content and building your brand. And again, when I say building a brand, because I felt the same way. So I guess that when I say building a brand, it's really about building a reputation is really what we're trying to do, okay? So yeah, I like that better. So the way to build a reputation, let's go with that. So I guess like when I'm talking, it's building a reputation, building your reputation. So this is kind of thinking about the presentation I built that's about posting this content, building a brand and things like that. So we need something that people are going to gravitate towards. So right now, what they desperately want is they desperately want more calls to be coming in, they desperately want to be booking more jobs, and they desperately want to not be competing on price. Because at this point, everyone is just dropping their pants, they're giving things away for like next to nothing, and it's because at this point, everyone looks the same. And the only way to really be different is to, I guess really the two main ways are really having that reputation, and the other way is maybe offering something different that no one else does. Or it's also kind of like, if you look at the Alex Hormozzi's and things like that, when he talks about the sales, it's really not what are you doing? It's really not, it's about creating that offer, right? So it could be between the three things. Actually, I guess it's really two. It's really the reputation and then it's the offer as well. Hey guys, Joe here. So I just got done my appointment and so I am heading back to work. And so anyway, I keep on thinking about, and I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I also know that they say that even after I'm tired of saying the same thing over and over again, that other people have not even heard this message one time. So this might be the one time that you may have heard this, right? So I went to this, it's like a sports in Haddonfield. So if you're familiar with South Jersey, this is like the high-end area, right? Or one of them. It's actually probably the main high-end area down in South Jersey. So a lot of money out here. There is the houses. I remember this was years ago, but typically a house here, especially if you have like a new one that's being built, they are all older homes here. Like it's just an old area, but they have a really nice, you look through here, like this shopping center, this street, sorry, I'm in this other car still, and it's, anyway. But anyway, it's higher end area by far, and you can tell the difference immediately because as I'm driving here, there's a lot of people that during the day, there's a lot of people walking, there's a lot of joggers. Like this area is big for like tennis and racquetball and golf and like all that kind of stuff. And for areas like this, people don't care. They don't want to be bent over by price. But the reputation of the company is so important. This is the type of area where if you have a solid reputation in this area, that you are going to get most of the calls. You are getting, they're just going to end up using you because of your reputation. And the reputation is basically like that know, like, and trust factor. And then there's also the assurance that everything is going to go the way it should be. And if there happens to be an issue, that you just, what the hell car is that? That if there's an issue, it just gets taken care of, right? And this is where also that the customer service end is, they're looking for more of that customer service and things like that. And they're looking for a very professional, straightforward approach, like that kind of thing, right? And so anyway, the way you can do that is a few ways. Like, as a new company, I guess the way you can look at it is, are you new to the area or are you like an established business in the area and things like that? But really the process is kind of like the same. The only difference is that if done the right way, you could build up this reputation in like a few months instead of years, right? And because the typical way of doing this stuff is you get a job in this area and you do an amazing job, you have your trucks branded and all this other kind of stuff, and then over time people get to know your name more and more. Perfect example is I did a job that was actually around the corner from here years ago, right? And this couple, they just moved from like, I don't know, Tennessee or something, and they had just moved into this house. It was just built, and it was like, I forget what they spent. This was years ago. It was probably like 1.3 million or something like that. Whereas if you put the same house like where I lived, it was like a $400,000 house, but because it was in this area, it was like 2-3 times more expensive, right? And so anyway, it was a nightmare job, and there was this automatic gate opener and this custom wood fence and like you name it. It was just, I shouldn't have taken the job, but like it was back then. It's like if they had the money, I was going to do the job. Anyway, I was here for way longer than I wanted to. I ended up booking like an extra, I think 2 jobs from it, just because people saw me like our truck on the street, right? Just because it had the vehicle graphics on there. So anyway, that's one way that you can get more and more work and build up the reputation in your area. Is just like you book the one job, and then it's another, and then it's another, and then it's another, and it just compounds over time. But it takes a while for that to happen. Are you staying? Like, I don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. And so anyway, that's one way to do it. That's the traditional way of building a business, right? But the other way, and you can do this a hell of a lot faster, is you could take that one job, and if you just document what you're doing, right? So if you document sort of like this: hey guys, Joe here, and I am heading to Haddonfield, and today we're going to be doing such and such job, right? So then you do a video like that, and then after that, like, you just do some quick maybe some pictures, or you could set up like a time-lapse camera. Like, you can get literally just a GoPro, and you can do that and just do time-lapse video of your guys or you working. And then you basically have the before shots, the after shots, and then you have the time-lapse video. And then you kind of have this complete project, right? And then if you're feeling a little spunky, then what you can do is also incorporate into that. You kind of just talk about like what's happening as you're doing it, either throughout the video. So again, the time-lapse videos and stuff like that. Then you can also do just regular like selfie style video, or use something like this Pocket 3 from DJI, and just, throughout, like, you kind of just stop and like you can take a quick video like, hey, like, it's Joe here, and look at what we're doing. This is why the customer called us out, because they were having this problem, and after we fix that problem, their life is going to be so much better because now they're going to be able to do this, right? And then it's like just hiring a quick video editor to like put it all together, and it's all nice and neat looking, right? And so you can take that video, and then from there you can advertise to specifically people in Haddonfield and the surrounding areas, and just send that video. And then it's like, at the end of the video, it's like, if you would like something like this, give my company a call at blah blah, right? And you just do those types of videos. And the nice part with this is that when you do these types of videos and you do this type of advertising, it is actually really dirt cheap. It is so much cheaper to do video, and they call it awareness campaigns, because you just want to get people aware of you and your company and the services that you provide. And it's very, very cheap to do this. And then what you could start seeing is you can actually take all the people, because not everyone's going to be interested, right? So you run this thing for a few weeks, and then it compiles a list of all the people, and you can set up whatever you want. The people that watched at least 25%, 50%, whatever else it is, and you can put them in another list, and then you get them into other kinds of advertising, right? So you can do stuff like that. You can do things as far as like when you're going through the video, or when you're going through the project, what are some of the things that the homeowners are constantly asking about? What are some of the things that your competitors don't do, but you do? Talk about that, and why you think it's a problem, and why you do it this way instead, even though it may take you longer and it may cost you more. You just end up doing it because you feel like it ends with a much better result, right? And you take those types of videos and you do the same thing. You advertise that. So it's not necessarily people that, right now what you're doing, most people do, and I do as well, is that we're advertising specifically for the people that are looking for your service, right? But there's a very small, that's a very small percentage of the market, okay? Now, most people do it this way because they need to advertise. Most people wait far too long. When they have enough work, they don't advertise anymore. and then they only start advertising when they need more work. So the type of advertising to do is for the short term, right? So it's like finding the people that want what you offer, like right this second, and you advertise direct to them. The only problem is you have everyone that is advertising to that person, right? Whereas if you take the more of this content type marketing, the videos and things like that, and you take them and you just do the awareness campaigns with the full intention of that money does not result in any sales in the short term, but in the long term, when people start looking for your service, that they already know, like, and trust you. So number one, they're more likely to call you from the get-go. Or when you are running your traditional advertising like everyone else, that they're like, oh, this was the company that I saw, right? And what happens, or what will happen, is that your reputation in their mind is already head and shoulders above everyone else because they've already seen your work. Like, it's not that difficult. So the problem is no one does it. No one. Yet. Like, that's the big thing. Yet. People will start realizing that this is the way to go. People will start realizing that if they just put $500 a month towards these awareness type campaigns, that after like a year, you're going to be one of the most well-known people in your area because they keep on seeing you over and over and over and over. And again, if you're not just sending ads that say, hey, buy for me because we're so great, and instead show them how to fix their problems, show them how to fix problems on their own to the point where they don't even need your service. If you send helpful content like that and you see you over and over and over again, you will be the company that everyone knows. You will be known as the company that is actually helpful. You will be known as the company that does what they say they're going to do. And because of that, you will get the calls. You will get the jobs, even though you are more expensive than your competitors. Because at that point, they're not even your competitor, because your competitors are your competitors right now. Sounds weird. But the reason why they're your competitors right this second is because you guys are equal as far as everyone else is concerned, right? I guess another way to put it is that if you spent the time and you did this type of content marketing and you had this reputation that was absolutely ridiculous, it's almost like, it's kind of as if you were, I'm not into watching sports, right? So I don't know like the major league teams and the minor league teams and things like that. But if you, I've just got approved, if you were making the type of content like this that I talk about, and you are like again, like the sports term related, if you're putting out professional style, I'm not even saying like professional style videos, that's not what I'm saying at all. Because I think there is something people inherently like with these non-professional type videos, okay? If you put in the effort of a professional like sports team, right? Compared to the effort that the other guys put in, and it's kind of like a minor league team, right? At that point, do like the, I don't even know. Like, so I'm near Philly, so it's like the 76ers, right? So weird. There's like a cop standing there, so that's why I stopped talking. Anyway, I guess I'm trying to figure out a better way of stating this, so I might have to look this up on another video, or look it up before I even post something. This is so confusing what they're doing. I feel like I'm almost not even supposed to be on this road. Very weird. So anyway, I wish I had a better way of explaining this, but I will get it. Still needing a title for this presentation. How to market your company so well the other companies are obsolete. It's not the right wording for it. Something like that. But anyway, it comes down to marketing. It comes down to this content creation. It comes down to building your reputation. And again, the reputation. So branding is kind of like, I'd like to know the difference of branding versus, what's the difference between branding and reputation?
Branding is about how a company wants to be perceived, while reputation is about how the company is actually perceived based on its conduct and performance. This is from askinadifference.com.
There we go. All right, so branding is how a company wants to be perceived. Reputation is how a company is actually perceived, according to Siri and ask.com or something like that. So anyway, so it's basically what I've been saying is that branding is basically just building your reputation, right? So, and this is what Alex Hormozy has talked about, that branding is basically taking things that people know and having them associating your company with that thing, right? So if it's a sports team, if you want to be known as like super hard working, I don't know. And then so you would associate, I have to find better things to associate with each of these. But anyway, it really just comes down to how do we build our reputation as quickly as we can to the point where there is no competition at that point. Because again, right now, the reason why you have your competition, right now, the reason why you have less calls than you want, the reason why you're constantly being asked to price match this other company is because in the homeowners' minds, you are just like everyone else. And it's the same for my company as well. And so we're doing a little bit, but now that I keep on saying this, I'm not doing nearly enough. So this could be something where, like, literally, if you're doing a video, let's just say every day, where you're just posting and you're at a job site and you just talk about what you're doing, take that video, and I've said it in other videos as well, but I don't know if my editors have posted this yet, is that we're just going to shoot videos, then we're going to post them, and then we're going to boost that content. There's better ways of advertising than that on Facebook, but this is good enough for now, okay? And then after, at least if we're doing that, then all we have to do is shoot it, post it, and then after that, then we can also go into Facebook Ads Manager and then advertise that shit as well. But honestly, it's not that difficult to do. And the other thing to put it on steroids even further is to do lives, honestly. Because number one, it's just gonna get posted, because a lot of times we have to figure out the friction of like what we're doing. And so if we're shooting videos and we're not posting them, what is something that we can do to reduce or remove the friction from us not doing it? And at this point, it could be literally just doing it live. Because if you're shooting a video and you're doing it live, at that point it's posting for you, right? If you're not posting videos, what is the reason for it? Are you just scared of doing it? Is it too difficult to do it? What is the problem here? Like, that kind of thing. And so anyway, that's all we got to do. And what's funny enough is we have two companies that have been in business for 30 plus years, and they were working at they used to buy from this other supplier, but now they buy from us because we're amazing. No, it's because the other company's screwing up. So anyway, but I hope you guys are doing well. I'll post some more shit, but see ya. Bye.